What is going on? What is going on? What's happening? What's happening?
What's
What's happening? What's happening?
what's still, man?
What's going on, man?
And you already know it's another week, another session, 5 session podcast. We here another episode, man. We got a great guest today, and we're gonna get to her shortly. Y'all
yeah,
already
we're gonna bring her on and pontificate a little bit.
Yeah, we trying to appreciate the women this month, you know what I'm saying? And of course today, you know what I'm saying, is Women's Day. So it's only fitting that we have a woman on the show.
Got to do it.
Yeah, to discuss her and what she does and what value she brings to the world.
Yeah.
So, my guy Benji, the man, the brand. What's the deal, man? How your week started off so far?
Well, it is only Tuesday, but it's Taco Tuesday.
Okay.
So that makes everything just a little bit better. You know what I'm talking about? Tacos, margaritas, you can't go bad. But other than that, ain't nothing to complain about, man. Like I'm blessed. I got nothing to complain about.
It wouldn't do no good if you did complain anyway. So I mean, you might as well not even do it, man.
Man, old head told me, said, man, time is money. So ain't no use in complaining. Just go get it done. I was like, all right, man.
Right.
How you been, man? How your week? Usually you come on and you asking me this. You know what I'm saying? And I never get to revert back sometimes. Like, how my boy doing, man? How my boy doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing good. We just got off to a crazy start because today, let me tell y'all something. Now, I know we go back and we look at certain movies all the time because we enjoy them and we like have a relationship with certain movies and we feel like we know these characters. I'm gonna tell y'all what I watched recently, and it threw me off.
Right.
I watched Look Who's Talking. I watched Look.
We went way back in the archive.
We watched Look Who's Talking, bro. And let me tell you, I remember the movie as a kid, but as an adult, when you go back and look at some of these movies, that was quote unquote kid movie, man, that was no kid movie at all. Like,
they was pushing a whole different narrative, right?
Bro, from the very beginning, if you think about it, some of you all may remember when the movie starts, it starts out a lady, man, they're in the office, they going back and forward, they start, as they say in the movie, they get hot and heavy, right? They start kissing, and then next thing you know, boom, cut to a scene of some sperm being like as a kid, when you see the sperm going and finding the egg, you like, what is going on here? Like, what am I looking at? But as an adult, with kids now,
we've been programmed, my man. We've been programmed.
Yeah, you've been there a lot. So it's like, all about the sperm and the egg, but it's funny that, what I'm saying, they were showing us that at that time, and that movie was kind of like billed as a kid movie, but it was definitely some situations that wasn't kid friendly at all.
I mean, I don't hardly remember watching a lot of kid movies growing up, but that's a whole nother story.
Well, we was kids, we was watching like Menace to Society at 12.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a little different, man. But yeah, man, that messed me up. So I said there's some other movies that I got on my list that I'm gonna be probably talking to y'all about that I'm gonna go back and check out because I wanna see what the outlook is on certain movies now that I'm an adult and I done lived some life. Right. So it's gonna be a little bit different in my opinion of the movie and situations in the movie. Because some of y'all laughing at Look Who's Talking. Y'all go and look at that movie because she's a single mother. And she was cheating with a married dude. Some of y'all been in that same situation now as adults.
Predicament.
So it's a little bit different, outlook on that joint. Now that right. So hey, but y'all, we ain't gonna hold y'all up long, chit chatting back and forth. Let's get to the good part. Y'all, we got an awesome guest today. I'm gonna let Benji introduce her. He gonna tell you all about her, and then we're gonna get to the conversation. Benji.
Well, listen, we have Pina Colada. Now you thinking of Pina Colada, you already know what that look like, right? Pina Colada, you know what I'm saying? She's dope, man. She's a dope girl, man. And I met her through social media, saw some of her work and was like, yo, gotta collab with her. Got to get her on, got to bring her on to represent, put her out there, you know what I mean? And I think she's dope. So we're gonna bring on the lovely Pina Colada. I'm gonna mess with her about her real name too in a minute.
Yeah. Right. Show.
What is going on?
Hey y'all.
What it do?
How are y'all doing? Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. Legit. Glad to have you on. Glad to have you on.
Oh my goodness, the fire session. That's what's
Yeah.
up.
We're gonna sprinkle a little heat on you. You know what I'm saying? That's all right. Not too much.
I was ready for it.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna put you in. We're not gonna put you under that much heat. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be light work. It's gonna be light work.
Okay.
Yeah. We just want the people to know who you are. We ain't gonna put you under the fire today like we do some people. You know what I'm saying? Because we want people to get to know you first. We'll bring you back later and expose you to some other stuff. But
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
the best.
totally
That's
know.
the best.
yeah. So kind of tell us about your background. Where you from?
I am originally from West Dallas.
Okay.
But when I was small, I was given away. So I grew up in the country outside of Dallas,
Okay.
about 30, 35 minutes outside of Dallas. But when I became able to move around, I came back to Dallas. So I'm from the DFW area.
Okay,
I mean,
where's Dino?
that's listen. He from Dallas. I'm from Dallas. I just moved up out of there. I had to get out. So you Dallas natives all over the board. So this is gonna be dope.
Tell her where
Yeah.
you're from, sir. See, I'm from.
Oh man. Okay. I'm from
Dallas.
Montana. I'm from South Dallas.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
I grew up there. So Turner Courts, Bear Street. I think the Big Daddies is still up the street, right from my grandfather's house. You know,
Uh-huh. It is.
Morris, right down the street off of there. I mean, listen, I grew up there. My stomping ground. They know who we is out there.
Already. I wish I could have met you before you hightailed it up out of here.
Well, I mean, listen, I had to get up out of there, but my boy, you know what I'm saying, my boy Ken, most of the folk I know is back home. They're like, man, you need to come back, kick it this way, come back, chill with us. So that's in the plans for this year. So especially now that we're running the podcast, so we're doing legit things, we're gonna head back that way and kick it with some folks and make some things happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure you run across me.
All right, we're gonna make sure of that. Definitely. Got to.
Already.
So let's dig in a little deep and tell us about your educational background. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you want to go back to elementary, you can tell us what set you claim or whatever you want to let us know about your
Whatever
background.
you want to throw it up.
Hey, we just let people tell their truth on here. So tell us about your background. We know we know you from West Dino. We know you grew up in a little country town. So fill us in a little bit more so we can kind of get a feel for who you are as a person before we go forward in the interview.
Okay. Well, as far as my educational background, I was one of those kids who were lost, confused. So I didn't graduate. I actually I was really smart. I was skipped from the 7th to the 9th grade. But in the 9th grade, life was just in the way for me. So I quit. And I have tried to go back a few times. But by the time I got my mind right, and knew that was something that I needed, I had kids, had to work 2 jobs, sometimes 2.5,
Right.
So, I pretty much was in the streets, as a child, always in trouble, always in jail.
Trust me, you ain't the only one. That's the reason I had to leave. Brother was in the streets too much. And the only thing that made me leave was an opportunity. So I feel you 100% on that one.
Yeah. So it took me a little while to get it together. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I eventually got it together. And I when I moved to Dallas, that's when I really started to get it together.
Right.
That's like about, I would say, like 5 years ago, when I realized, I'm like, oh, I'm changing. Like this person that you're speaking with right now is not who I've always been. So I have grown from a lot. So I do definitely think that that's going to be relatable once people catch on to who I am.
Yeah,
I
You
believe
know,
it. I
that's what I,
believe it.
that's what I like. I like about, you know what I'm saying, when people tell their truth, because we've all been taught this cookie cutter template of the success story and how you get here, and everybody don't have that same route. And
Right.
yeah,
kids need to understand
definitely.
that just because they don't have a certain route, that doesn't mean that they can't be successful. So,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? You telling your truth and you telling your story could inspire somebody else and let them know, hey, it's okay because you had these things occur. That doesn't mean that you can't be successful and go forth in life and do big things.
Right. Oh, most definitely. That is one thing that I do hope to be able to do,
Right.
is be able to reach, if not all, a lot of young girls who were, because you see everybody, like you said, you see the people at the top, but a lot of them probably, and I'm sure, I'm not the only one, had a hard life, and it's okay as long as you don't choose to stay that way.
Exactly.
um you know but I picture myself later on in life having a home for young girls, um who are probably running away from home like I was, running away from their problems, where they can come and just be themselves and be safe, not out in the streets like I was, sleeping in the abandoned buildings, and you
Man.
know getting addicted to drugs, and things like that. Because when you're young and you're an adolescent and you're lost and you're looking for love and you just don't know where to go, the streets will take you fast.
Oh yeah, they definitely will. And
Yeah, they
and
will
they'll
definitely.
make you feel all the love. You know what I mean? Because that's the only
Oh yeah.
love that you might know. That's, I mean, coming up in that
Yeah.
environment, that's what you believe. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
It's
And
legit.
then as a young person, the first person that shows you a genuine kind of love, you
Right.
just run with it. And then see, now you probably caught up in some shit that you don't need to be in.
Well, going
But
on and say it. It ain't
it
gonna
goes
hurt
a lot
us.
deeper than that though too. When you're a young woman and you're growing up in the streets,
Right.
uh people don't realize it, or they probably do, or, I can't say, but it was like, in my case, I don't feel like people realized it. um People will take advantage of you,
Of
and
course.
especially grown men will take advantage of you,
Of
you
course.
know whether it be they try to put your ass on the track, which that never happened. That never happened to me, but I seen it happen.
Right.
I seen it happen. A grown man will come along and tell you that, oh, I got you, I got you, I help you, and then now you're not even realizing you're a victim, you know
Yep.
so that's my goal, is to be able to relay a real message.
And that's
And
dope. And that's dope that you have that idea, because all too often you have people that try to help people, but they've never been through it, so they can't give the people the help that they really need because they haven't been through it to know like what those people need. They're just going based on what somebody told them need versus what you knowing that those girls would need. So that's dope, and we're looking forward to that because society definitely needs things like that for sure.
young
Now,
men as well. Young
now
men, young
coming.
men as well. I wouldn't want to leave them out because it's an unspoken thing, but a lot of boys go through a lot of things behind closed doors
That's
too.
true.
Oh yes,
That's
ma'am.
true. Now knowing that type of background you came from, I can certainly relate in a lot of ways to that. But coming from the background, what made you decide? You know what? This is what I want to do. I want to be an entrepreneur. What pushed you to that point?
Um, that is a funny question. I have no idea.
I mean,
All I
hey,
know is, uh, since I was a little girl, I always kept diaries and I always wrote what I would call hood poetry,
right,
or, stories or things that I've been through or things that I don't want to talk about to people. And I would just, as soon as I write them down, I'd tear it up, burn it, throw it away. It's like I
right,
would be trying to manifest things away without actually knowing what I'm doing. It's like I have to get it off my chest. So, but I don't want anybody to read it. So I have to destroy it, you know?
Right.
And one day somebody told me, you shouldn't throw your stuff away. You know, you shouldn't do that. You never know what you're writing down could probably help somebody.
Right.
And just this light clicked in my head and said, well, rap.
Right.
And so the very first time I opened my mouth, I went viral. The very first time. And I have grown from there. And I realized I was made to do this. I don't know how I missed it.
Right. I mean, you know what? When we bring a lot of entrepreneurs and we bring a lot of people with talents and gifts and things on the show, and you'd be surprised, most of them say the same thing. Like they had one plan and then this other plan materialized. So that's very relatable, especially since we're always bringing entrepreneurs and things on. So that's pretty dope, though. Just kind of find your way. Like I wanted to do that, but this fits me and I love it. So I totally
and I actually love it. And now that I think back, when I was a little girl, when I still had that little innocent imagination, I saw myself. I remember having visions of me accepting some type of awards for music, but you know, it came and went that fast because you know, life takes over. And it's just like, but now that I am doing this, I can recollect like I was not paying attention. I wasn't listening, you know. So yeah, I definitely think it's always been for me.
So you had a gift from a young age though, because we had an author on last week, a writer, and he writes books, children's books, biographies and things of that nature. So he was talking about, you know, starting writing poems in like elementary school, and then he decided he wanted to be a rapper, but he didn't continue that. So he used his pen to write. You know what I'm saying? And
I mean, he said he still got bars. You know what I'm saying? He said, I mean, you know, I gotta see a bar. I gotta see a bar.
Yeah, shout out to Jacob Grovey, man. He got bars, man, but no, she really got bars. But what people don't understand is it's still writing. It's still the same type of process,
concept, right?
And people still have the same kind of similar, you know what I'm saying, thought process when it comes to putting a project together, except he's writing a book and you're writing, you know what I'm saying, raps. So talk to us about who influenced you, like as far as your writing style or your rap style. Like what did you grow up listening to that influenced you?
So I love R&B. I love soul music. I love blues. So I grew up listening to those things, but I always loved rap. I was a Ghetto Boys, a Ghetto Twins, a MJG, I was a No Limit Soldier.
Did you say the Memphis Bars?
But my favorite artist is Pimp C.
Yes, UGK, of course.
Yeah. I definitely think when I rap, it takes people by surprise.
Okay.
But I guess because of what I relate to musically wise.
Right.
But it ain't abnormal, you know, it's not abnormal. It's just what we see on TV now so much.
Right.
You know. They probably love the same music.
I mean, I ain't mad at you. I was like, okay, I had to send this to Ken. I was like, okay, she on the mic spitting. So, you know, we gotta have her on. We gotta bring her on.
And that's funny that you said UGK, because I mean, you know, if you're from this area, if you're from Texas, period, like if you grew up around a certain time, like UGK was the group, you know what I'm saying? And they influenced so many other people.
Right.
And it's crazy because UGK, you know, came out late 80s,
early Kings. Yes, sir.
And you still have artists right now, young artists, that you can listen to some of their music and you can hear that influence in music now. You know what I'm saying? So that's how much of an effect they had on the game. So shout out to like somebody like Big Crit. When you listen to Crit, like you hear UGK all through his music. So that's crazy that you bring up Pimp C, because Rest in peace, Pimp C, and the effect that he had. But you know what? Also, the realness of Pimp C. Pimp
Right.
C said what he said, and
Right.
he meant it. And there's not many
What?
artists out there like that now.
It's
Oh,
not. He talked from a code that at that time in the South, many didn't even understand like what he was talking about. So when we heard it, because that's what we grew up on, we was like, "Oh, this hot." The production, all of that, like it was legit. So I mean, to have Pimp C on that list is dope though. But I'm gonna ask this question though, like, what's your favorite song from UGK though?
So my favorite Pimp C song
Right.
would be "I Know You Strapped."
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's my favorite.
That's how you know she's an MC fan, because that's not one of those well-known
tracks that everybody know. Right.
Yeah. But when it comes to UGK, I love all of them. I don't. That's a hard one because you can't really miss me on UGK.
I mean, I mean, listen, Bun B, Pimp C, listen, they did some solid work, man. Just growing up listening to them, being introduced to them by my brother who introduced me to music, listening to their tracks and just the sheer sound, because nobody sounded like that.
Oh yeah.
Nobody around sounded like that. Pimp C was adamant about creating his own sound and so forth and all of that. So like it was legit to hear something refreshing compared to what you was hearing at the time. So it transcended a lot of music at that time for sure, especially for us down south.
And see, when I was young, I related to him because he, like you said, he said whatever was on his mind. Right. You know what I'm saying? And back then, that's what I was on. What I said, I meant. If I said it, I meant it now. Shit.
Right. Do it. Gotta stand on. Gotta stay 10 toes down. Right.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: what kind of music do you listen to now, though? Like now that you're an artist, what kind of music do you listen to on a regular basis?
I still most definitely ride around listening to MJG.
Okay.
You know, Scarface, Pimp C, of course. I am a really big fan of Young Boy, though. Love me. I'm a Young Boy fan. I am a fan of Young Boy. That little man right there, he's for me. You know, musically, he is for me. You know, I love him. I love Sada Baby too, but I would say my favorite artist alive right now would be Young Boy.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Okay.
You might not know too much about Young
Boy. I know he just dropped it. Is that the kid that dropped the track with the baby?
Yeah, he have a song with the baby, I do believe.
I mean, listen, man, I ain't gonna even lie to you. I mean, you say Young Boy, and the only thing that can come up in my mind is I remember Sugar Free said he wanted to make a record with him, but I don't know him. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So give me a little filler then. Give me a little filler. Give me a little filler.
Young Boy is what I would say is a hothead rapper. But he is his music. He can go from a rock sound to a mental healing vibe to a spaz to he's very young. He's like I think 22. But what caught me about him is he's so raw and so real about his life, about his pain, and the way that this young man can put his life onto a beat. You just gotta just listen to him, you know. It's a lot. I ain't gonna lie to you, you know, for the older generation of people, a lot of his music is, you know, yeah, you know, it's up there. But if you were a fan of him, you would know why he's like that. You would know that man have a lot of hurt, he have a lot of pain, you know, but he did something with himself. And I just love his music because he really, really is talented. He can put his life and his pain into a way that will grip you.
I'm gonna have to take a listen. I believe that's the young kid who just created the video with the baby, but I'm gonna check it out. And he's spitting on there. I'm gonna have to check it out just to be sure.
And see, for me, it's different because I got a 21-year-old and a 17-year-old in my house. So, my sons listen to all of the new music. So they put me on to stuff, what I'm saying, that, of course, I might be riding in the truck and I might be listening to something and they be like, oh, you know about that? I'm like, yeah, because, with me also being a DJ, I have to, keep up with
some music, right?
What's going on. So, what I'm saying? Like, he's a very dope artist. He's mature for his age. His lyrics are mature. He's very dope in his writing style. Like, I'm a big fan of lyrics and how you put things together and the way you convey it and the way you say it. You know what I'm saying? So he's very dope. I got to give you that. Like, he's one of them ones. He's one of them ones in this generation of rappers that that's doing big things, and he's just getting started. So,
and I was just about to say that he can only get better.
Yeah, he's just getting started. So, yeah, he's one of the few in this new group that people say are mumble rappers, but he actually got bars. Like, he's not mumbling. You can clearly understand everything he's saying. So, like, he checks all the boxes if you're looking for lyrics. You just got to get past our generation of older dudes have that mentality of, well, these young dudes, they don't understand the game, but you just got to get past the age and everything and look straight at the art, the craft of what he's doing.
Right.
Exactly.
So, yeah, speaking of art and the craft, I'm interested to know, like, your writing process. Like how do you write? Because we hear the stories of Jay-Z and all these other guys who just go in the studio 5 minutes, they think of something and just rap it. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you write a lot? Do you write everything? Do you freestyle some stuff? Talk to us about that.
I write everything. So my process is, well, like I was telling you earlier, I write. So I could be at work and feel like I need to write something. So I'm always writing, and I'd be rapping it in my head, trying to figure it out. And then if I hear a beat, I've already written this and rapped it in my head so many times. It comes out like that. But yes, I write.
What does writing? Because we had the author on, we have a couple authors on. What does writing do for you? Like, whenever you, like you just said, you're at work, or you may stop, pause a moment, and just gotta write. What does writing do for you individually, especially if that's your passion, what you love to do? What does it do for you when you stop and say, "Let me write something real quick"?
To me, it's a mental release.
Right.
Like I said, I was a troubled young lady, so I used to have a lot of confusion and a lot of anger, and I felt like I couldn't talk to nobody. I felt like I was an outsider because I was adopted and, stuff like that. So I felt like I had nobody to talk to. So I would talk to myself. I was so young when I started writing. I think I was probably 8, 7, something like that. But at first it was like, oh my God, I hate everybody.
Right. Gotta get over that feeling first, and then right.
Yes. These motherfuckers.
But know what? I totally so young though. Like we said last week with the artist we had, with the author we had on last week, we writing so young like that. That lets me know you got a superpower. And that's what we talked about. Like when you look at the comic books and you look at the characters in the comic books, a lot of times they discover their power as a child, and then they just keep getting stronger and stronger. So like that was your superpower manifesting as a kid, the fact that you could write and you just got better and better with it, and it became an outlet for you. So that even increased the power that you have. So now, you know what I'm saying, you're still manifesting more and more power and getting better and better. And that's dope.
Yeah. I was watching a documentary the other day, and it was about the human brain. And it's like the more you do, every time you do something, it's like your brain takes a screenshot of what you're doing. So as many times as you do it, it's gonna end up being like the back of your hand.
Right.
And I was
Strengthen.
like, wow, you know what? They're absolutely right, because when I first rapped and I went viral, but I was nervous as shit. I didn't even know if I didn't know what I sounded like.
Right. You start
But
you start thinking it and overthinking it. No,
yeah.
yeah.
But now it's like, shit, I'm gonna spit this shit. That
Put
got
it
me
out there,
fucked up.
right? Now, you mentioned you listen to Scarface. One of the things, because I love to write as well, and I mentioned this before last week with our author on Mr. Grovey. He has a verse that says, "I can't talk to my mother, so I talk to my diary." And I'm sure I know you got to remember that verse in with Scarface, right? In the Diary album. Come on, you got to remember that one. But either way, that part sticks out to me always, because when I write things down, like when I write a letter to my mom or whatever, knowing that she'll never see it, or all of that type of stuff, it actually is really soothing. It's really dope. And you go back and look at how you can actually express yourself. So music, you being in music, is that the way you express yourself now? That's how you release your fire on everybody?
Yes, I'm still growing into what my goal is. So I see the other artists, like for example, Young Boy. He gonna tell you about his life, and he's
Right.
gonna tell you what he went through. He gonna tell you the real, and don't give a shit.
Right.
And that's what I always admired about Pimp C as well. So, um, with that being said, I'm still trying to get used to the idea of rapping the shit that motherfuckers ain't talking about.
Okay.
You know, a lot of my if anybody were to go to my YouTube, a lot of my freestyling videos, some of them you catch a lot of the stuff that I went through as a child, and I do believe that's why I have so many male fans. Um, you know, so but yeah, that's definitely still growing within me, because I feel like if I unleash that beast,
Let somebody know what's going on, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's just the passion for it coming out,
Yeah.
and enjoying it, putting it out there like that. Yeah, you got to do it. Now, give us your YouTube. Let them know real quick your YouTube. Send them the link. Tell them no. Let them know where to follow you at on that real quick.
It is official Pina underscore Colada. That is my YouTube.
For sure. Put it out there. Let them know what's up. Y'all go check her out. Y'all go peep that. Go check them YouTube verses out. I got to check them out myself. So I'll be on it.
Okay.
All right.
I got another question for you too. We talking about the creative process earlier, and I'm always interested to know, like, when rappers choose a track, like, because I've recently started back, producing, making beats and things of that nature. So I'm always interested to know, like, how do you choose a track? What are you listening for when you choose the track that you want to use?
The track choose me.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
It's something about it. It's something about a beat. Like I always say on my podcast, like music for especially Black people is a therapy, and
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
songs just grip you by the beat,
Right.
and the words just follow. We use music to get ready in the morning, even if
Right.
it's before church. We use music to like when we're mad, when we're riding down the road, we gotta have the music. It's a therapy session. So but yeah, the beat chooses me. I can listen to a beat that I like myself
Right.
and can't do shit with it,
Right.
So that's why I say it chooses me.
Now, if you had a chance to rap over any beat, what would you rap over? So I would always envision this. If I was a rapper, the first song I would ever want to drop a verse to is "Ambitions of a Rider" by Pop. I like I if I could rap, I would love to spit over that. What would you say yours is? If you could rap over any beat, whose
Man.
beat would that be? What song would that be?
I have one. I have one, man, and I've been thinking about it the whole time ever since I started rapping. But I don't know. You know, I'm a Libra, so I have to wait things out till it's ready. But Mr. Big by MJG. A-Ball
Mr.
MJG.
Big, Mr. Big. They call me Mr. Big. Okay, all right. Not
And
because of my size.
Listening to the way that you rap, I can hear that song already. From just looking at your videos and hearing your flow and then hearing that song in my head, I can hear that together. So you need to go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, you need to jump on that.
Yeah. I think so too, man. Thank you.
Okay, talk to us about writer's block. Have you ever experienced writer's block where you just in the studio or you trying to work on something and you just can't seem to think of what you want to do, and how do you get past that?
Yeah, I experience writer's block a lot, especially when I'm stressing about something. But I have learned that I write the best music when I'm outside.
Okay.
I have to, or it's like really bright outside, or not, you know, or pitch black. But yeah, I can write while I'm inside of a house or inside of a studio, but I don't. It doesn't flow. It doesn't. It's like I have to be free.
Right. I was
So
just
I
going to
sit in
say
my
that
truck.
probably feel more free out in the open. Yeah.
I sit in my truck or sit on my porch.
And you know, that's funny that you say that, because I was just watching the Kanye West documentary, and they had footage of Ludacris when he went to the studio to work with Kanye on the song. He was outside of his truck writing his verse. So I've heard other artists say that as well. Like they can't write in the studio a lot of times. Sometimes they have to go sit in a car or go somewhere else in a different environment, right? And then come back and then do the track.
Yeah. And I have to be completely by myself. That's what's weird.
Right.
I have to be completely by myself.
Like, nah, I don't want to feel nobody's energy. Let me get this out. Well, I mean,
you understand.
Right. You got a story to tell because you don't like to be disturbed in that moment. So I can totally relate to that. Just like, I don't want nobody to bother me. Let me get this out. That tunnel vision sometimes kicks in. So you just got to get it done.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so what's your favorite song that you've done? What's your favorite track of your own?
Spit it out. Spit it out. Spit it out.
I know that's a hard question. It's everybody's like,
I love all of them, right?
I do love all of them. I haven't recorded my favorite one yet.
Good answer.
I like that.
Good answer. I like that. Good answer. Okay, which one of your songs would you say, if you getting up before anybody, that you would play? Like if you're getting up, if you're going to go to a studio session and you got a couple of CDs, you got a couple of tracks, which one would you drop first for somebody that hasn't heard you before?
Definitely the one that I am about to release. It's called Pretty and Reckless.
Okay.
And I'm not really talking about me, but it's more so I'm talking to y'all.
Okay.
You know, I'm looking at you fake ass.
You popped it off on the track. You telling folks off on the track. Okay. Yeah. Definitely.
Now,
is it similar to a diss track, so to speak, or is it just, you know what I'm saying? Let me release these dragons on y'all.
Yeah. Let me just let y'all know some shit. You know,
we can expect that. We like that. You know, Negroes like to talk a lot of mess. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. I really like it. This right now is my baby. I hope that people like it.
Okay. Well, now that you say that, I was going to ask you this as well. You say you hope people like it. Do you feel like that you get enough love and support locally from people that you wrap around or that you present your art to?
Everybody I come across.
Okay, that's dope. And
Yeah.
see, that's a different story because you hear the story of a lot of rappers from their city. A lot of times, a lot of them complain about not getting the love and support from local. You know what I'm
Right.
saying, and they have to go outside of their area to actually get, you know what I'm saying, to get support. So that's dope that you feel that love and that support locally because that could get you that push that could actually, you know, get you out further and further.
Yeah, I hope it stay that way too.
Right.
I
I
think it
do.
will. I think it will. As long as you spit that real and people know that you're authentic in your art, I think that's what helps tremendously when people can see, okay, well, what she's talking about, this is her story, and these are real bars. These are not just, you know, a made up fictitious character that she's, you know, this life that she didn't live, but life that she's talking about somebody else. This is you. And so, you know,
Right.
like that's easy to show love to and support for real.
I mean,
Yeah.
stay cute though. Don't stay cute. Stay cute, all right? Negroes love cute
Yeah.
girls.
For sure. You know what? You know what? I'm gonna say this. I don't knock nobody hustle, but I don't know one city girl song. I just have never gravitated towards.
Right.
But you hear the songs, you be like, okay, let me,
Get your little
yeah,
pop on. Get your little pop
pop
on.
me. But that's just not something that I listen to. Don't get me wrong though. I do have some ratchet music, but
Who
it's
don't listen to ratchet music? Come, I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah. I
sure
mean, I feel like
there's.
you have to be versatile in this industry anyway. So, and we all have that ratchet side.
I mean, I saw you spitting on the freestyle. I saw it. I peeped it. I was like, okay, she, all right. I see you going on and
Yeah,
popping. Okay,
yeah.
I ain't mad at you.
Okay. You know what? You brought up the city girls, and I had another question I wanted to ask you about. And this is something that I've heard two different versions of, right? So when people say, okay, you rap or you're a rapper, do you want people to say, or are you offended by when people say she's a female rapper? Or do you
Right,
want somebody to say you a rapper? Because I've heard other female rappers say they don't want to be known as a female rapper. They just want to be known as a rapper.
rap.
Man, that's that extra shit. I'm a female rapper.
Well,
I ain't no man, and I ain't no fucking midget. So
well, say it then. Say it then. All right.
I'm a female rapper.
Yeah, I think
Ain't no
more.
need to getting offended, right?
Yeah, I think more or less what they were saying was when people say, "Well, she's a good female rapper," it's like, okay, she's a good for a female, but we can't put her in this category with these guys, so we're gonna separate the two. And I think a lot of the female rappers feel like they can go bar for bar with some of the best, so they want to be just called a rapper,
A rapper, period.
female
Right.
rapper. So
Yeah. Well, no, I don't feel like that.
okay, okay,
That's
I pretty much live my life not worrying about extra shit because I'm
hey,
already worried about enough.
right. That's legit. Now, I heard you mention earlier your podcast, and of course, I've tuned in a couple of times and have checked it out a couple of times and saw you on there doing your thing. So, talk to us a little bit about the podcast setup that you got going. Talk to us, update us, let us know who you're doing it with, how's it going, give us some info on that.
So the show is called Keeping the Culture.
Okay.
I run through Bands Radio, BANDZ Radio. It's a radio station based out of San Antonio, but they play across Texas in some retail stores, malls, a lot of Black-owned businesses and
Okay.
things like that, which is what I love about it. So, but I named it Keeping the Culture because I feel like Dallas is super underrated. You know,
facts.
it is super underrated.
Okay.
I feel like other people bite off of us because we haven't had that big pop yet. Um,
I mean, people forget
and
DLC was Slow down.
He DLC is the greatest thing came up out of this motherfucker. You hear me?
Right,
You
right,
know, but as far as like right now, this generation,
right,
um, we got Yellow Beezy and you know we had Mo3, but I still don't feel like we get the recognition that we should.
right,
And I do the show for underground artists. Of course, we accept and we love anybody, is whether you're underground or you know up here.
right.
But I did specifically make it for the underground because when I started rapping and going to the studio, and I'm like, you know, looking around like, wow, listen to the shit we listening to on the radio, and like this ain't the same shit. You know, these people are really talented.
Right.
So, and the negative always hits the media first when it comes to anything. I just want people to know the people of Dallas, the people of the culture, the people behind the scenes. And we talk about things like what are you doing out here? Is it hard for you? You know, tell us your story. You know, like
Right.
and it is it's a good thing for us, I do believe, because we are the buns in the oven. We baking this shit. They don't see what's going on until something pops.
Right.
You
Right.
know.
That work behind the scenes that most people don't see took
Yeah.
some tilling of the ground. It took some planting of the seeds, and
Yeah.
that didn't just germinate in 1 month, 2 months. It took a
Almost
little time to
definitely.
build this. Yeah. I
When
get
the radio station hit me up about the show, I was like, boom, there we go. You
right.
know, like because I had been saying like, damn, every time I go to the studio, like, damn, man, these people are really talented. Like so many people. Like it's
Right.
like a little Atlanta.
Right. Right.
You
Right.
know, you see talent everywhere you go when you go in these studios here. And you know, we have conversations about what we need to do as independent artists to get us where we need to be. You
Right.
know, we need to know about split sheets. We need to know about the point system. We need to know about copyrights. You know, we need to know these things. And a lot of people don't have the right leadership. So I try to invite people on as well to drop gems.
That's dope. That's dope. Love
Yeah.
hearing that. Love hearing that. I noticed. I remember one session you were doing. You had a few guests on that show. Do you guys ever do freestyles over that show, or is it just a general podcast that where you guys just talk and chat it up and give out info?
Oh, well, the freestyling is always welcome, but so far nobody's really been into that, you know.
Right.
My very first show we freestyled. My co-host, his name is Teasy So Retarded, so you know he's retarded. He ain't no rapper. He's a multi-platinum producer. I think he has like 46 gold plaques, 9 platinums, you know. So I was so excited when he told me like, yeah, I'll come be your co-host, because I'm like, man, he's just like me, because we, you know, when we met, we became instant friends, you know. And I'm like, man, you literally you have this shit on paperwork. Why are you not a millionaire? You know, and just being honest, you know.
Right. Right.
We had the same upbringing, you know, raising ourselves, not being business minded.
Right.
We both not too long ago in our lives learned how to actually have conversations with people. You know what I'm saying? And so he's an accessory for me, you know, to help give the underground artists an idea
Of
of what
course.
not to do,
Right.
you know. And when I say this man is accredited, he did the what is it? The Trina and Kelly Rowland. Here we go. So much of Boosie and Webby stuff. I think he did something not too long ago with Justin Bieber and DJ Khaled, and you know, like now he's getting his shit together. Don't get me wrong. Like, you know,
Right.
motherfucker in his ear now, you know, like, hey, you got to get your business right. You got to get this, you
Right.
know.
Right. Right.
But yeah. So many things that he is doing has done. But then again, if you don't have your shit together and you
Right.
don't have proper knowledge,
Can mess
you
it
know,
up.
you can be.
All that talent, you can have a ton of talent, but it's gonna take some discipline along the way. Along the way.
Oh
You
yeah,
gotta have some discipline. Yeah.
Yeah,
I get it.
definitely.
more resources like that are needed. That's dope that you're doing that and you're providing that service because, quite honestly, it's people out there that have to pay for information like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you're providing an outlet for people who are not being heard, and you're giving them information that they wouldn't be privy to otherwise. And you're providing that information for them. So that's dope on both of those sides. So yeah, we're looking forward to hearing more from your podcast, and we gonna be supporting it, and we're gonna
Yeah.
be telling people about it because that's what we do here too. We support
So
our
we support it.
I know that's
We
right.
ain't just talking, we ain't just bringing it. Tag me in the joint. I want to see it when you go live. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Right.
down. You know what I mean? We're trying to push folk out there. We're trying to get people out there. So this is a dope platform.
Right.
So we want them
Right.
out there. We want to bring folks together.
They say you're not a boss if you're not bringing your people with you.
Of course, you
back.
can't. You can't. I
Yeah.
mean, you can't. A captain just steering one ship ain't. It ain't much of nothing. But if you got folks around you that's building with you, yeah, it's pretty dope to put them on too.
And this is a learning process for me as well, because I've only been wrapping up since 2020 in November. So
And so
all of this is new to me.
right.
Wow.
Okay. Just start. Well, she been writing, like I said, it's a superpower, brother. She been writing since she was younger.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And probably growing up, you probably was like the quiet one when you was young. Is that true or no? No? You're like, nah.
not at all.
Well, I will say this. When I had social anxiety, I'm realizing that now. I had a lot of social anxiety. I talked when I wanted to talk.
Okay.
But for my people, I talked a lot. Just loud and country as a motherfucker. But there was a stage when I was younger. I still have some childhood friends right now. Not too long ago, one of my friends, Chastity, she said, "Girl, I cannot believe you are who you are." Who you are right now, because I can remember you just walking around with a mug on your face, waiting for a motherfucker to say something to you.
ready
So my girl,
to
you
go
just
to
smile, you ain't talk to nobody.
I mean, you
Yeah,
got
so I had my collection.
Okay. Well, I got a question before we start to wrap up. You said you started in November of 2020. So that would have been during the pandemic. So, like, was it the quiet time basically that we had and the extra time that we had during the pandemic that helped you kind of be able to focus in on that? Or, kind of what did you do with the pandemic time?
So yes, the pandemic, I do believe it was a terrible thing, but I do believe for a lot of people, it helped them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was in a quiet space, but I do believe right before the pandemic happened, I was in a deep depression. And I remember telling God, like, man, come on, man. I know this is not it for me.
Right.
This is not it for me and my kids. I just know this ain't the move. I know I'm not put here to just work and work and work and be still not making nothing happen with my life. Like, I just know I can give my kids something better. This can't be, because I'm a single mom and I have 3 children. So that was one of them prayers where you like, come on, man, like, and you're crying and one of them. I think that was the beginning.
Keeping it real with God.
Yeah, because I was like, hey, I'm listening.
Sure.
Whatever it is I gotta do. And then so yeah, the pandemic helped. And then one thing about it though, people don't realize, a lot of people may not agree, but this is just what Pina feels. I do feel like God gives us protection out here. and we have guides, and we have Him in our head.
Right.
We were made in an image of Him. You know, like, yes, I rap and I talk a lot of shit and I say a lot of things, but the real is, you have people who have passed away, who probably talked to God about you. He made you. When we think that we're talking to ourselves in the back of our head, I do believe that's our higher power.
Right.
I do believe all you have to do is be quiet and listen. And a lot of people don't know that. If you be quiet and listen long enough,
He
you
speaks,
know,
no doubt.
just be still. Be still. Even when you have a lot of chaos going on around you, you can't never forget your maker.
Right.
And once you say a genuine prayer, just be still. Quit worrying. Just be
It
still
happens.
and listen. Because we are powerful people.
That's
We're
it.
made in His image. And you can manifest anything that you want as long as you do it through God.
I believe that 100%. And especially when you think of the idea and the concept that when you write it, when you put it pen to paper and it comes to life, you can't help but to believe that there's a higher power that's
Yeah.
working through you at that moment. So
Yeah.
I totally agree. I'm with you 100% on that.
Yeah. And when you work on that long enough, you become able to hear right then and there. You don't have to really wait on the answer.
You know
So
it.
when
You
I
know
first started rapping, I'm like, Lord, I don't like the devil's work. I ain't with that funny shit.
No,
But
spit them balls, spit them balls.
I'm a very spiritual person, so I'm like, I don't want, and then I'm a Libra, so I don't want to do nothing that I ain't supposed to be doing, and I don't want to do nothing that's not gonna. So like, hey man, good Lord, please, as long as I could do this through you, please wrap me up. And it's like I heard him say, as long as you move through me, I got you.
Right. And some young girl needs to hear, receive encouragement from that. So
Yeah.
we salute you. It's some mothers out there that need to hear that as well. You know what I mean? So providing that inspiration to them, that's dope. That's solid.
Yeah, for sure.
Can you talk to us about some of your other business ventures, if you have anything, or other big projects or business ideas that you've been working on?
So well, the radio thing is very new to me. It's only been a couple of months. I recently just got offered a role in a movie called Unforgiven. So that's really big. That's really big to me because, at one point before this, I couldn't see myself doing none of this,
Right.
But I'm about to release. I took a pause from releasing music because when I started, I just started, and just was releasing things. So I perfected my craft and I'm about to start releasing more music. I have a mixtape on the way that I'm trying to come up with a name for.
Right.
And
it'll come to you in due time.
Yeah. I felt like 22 was the year to push it. So
right.
Okay.
Dropping that mixtape. Now you don't have a date for the mixtape yet. Did I hear that correctly?
I don't.
Okay. All right. But we want to be in anticipation of that. We want to hear that.
Right.
Now, what was the name of that again?
I haven't even come up with a name of it yet. I have I want 12 songs on my mixtape.
Well, one of them
so far I have 9.
That one song gotta be the one of Mr. Big, the beat.
Yeah,
Mr. Big.
You got it.
Yeah, that's got to be on that.
You got it.
Ooh.
Look at it. I'm be scrolling through it. I'm be like, okay, where is it? Where it's at? Because
right. Even if I don't put it on my mixtape, I'm gonna make a single.
Okay, you gotta do that.
Gotta have
because of my size.
Right.
I'm telling you, I already heard it when I heard you.
I'm just saying.
Like it goes together automatically. So I'm ready to hear it already.
Yeah. Just put that out there in the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. The mixtape might come after this. I don't know. We might be talking prophetically right here. You might need
Yeah.
to top that and check that out and get that squared away and throw that out there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just giving you a lovely suggestion here because that's my track, especially
Yeah, I'm on it.
Space Age. Oh yeah, Space Age.
I'm on it.
Okay. So, before we get up out of here, is there any advice or anything motivational that you want to tell the people, or that you want to say that somebody that might be looking at this or that might see this video?
If you're going through anything, this ain't it unless you want it to be. You know, and that's my message.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's short and sweet, y'all. She said if you're going through anything, this ain't got to be it unless you want it to be.
Okay.
So most people don't want it to be. So that means just keep pushing, because your story gets greater later, as they always say. So you just got to go through some things to move some things to get to some things. You know what I'm saying? Now pass the collection plate, because we just said a word today.
Said a word. That service is over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Pass the collection plate.
Well, we appreciate.
Is this our first or our third offer?
Oh man,
what'd you say?
We could have then picked up 3 offerings by now, because
three offerings. Yeah.
We appreciate you joining us today. Again, we will be supporting you moving forward, as we do with all our guests, and we don't just say it, we mean it. Y'all go to our websites, our personal websites, our personal social media. Y'all see that we support our people. We have we for real about this thing. So we appreciate you joining us. We're gonna be sharing your information. Matter of fact, y'all go to the website. Probably tomorrow we'll have her stuff up, so y'all can reach out to her. If you can let them know again how they can reach you on social media.
You can find me on Instagram at official_Pina Colada. It's spelled correctly. And my YouTube is officialPina_Colada.
All right.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you joining us. If you can, just briefly meet us backstage. We're gonna be there in just a second. We want to chat with you before we leave.
There she go. Now there she go. See, there she go. She did me solid. There you go, girl.
Where the hell? Wait, where my camera at? Let me turn this shit on.
Right there.
One hope.
Now you gotta pop that, and you gotta send me a review. All right.
Okay.
Hook that. Pop that. You're gonna enjoy that. I don't know if you drink during the week. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you get your sip on during the week, but
I'm gonna pop it up as soon as we get up off here.
All right. I appreciate that. Love the review. Thank you for the love, and appreciate you.
Okay. Yes, no, thank you guys for having me.
Okay, and we got one link that we got up. It's in the comments. Put it up on the screen. DJ Tell 'em Bid.
That's DJ. Tell him. What's up? Tell him.
Tell him.
So he put up a link. So y'all check that link out, and we'll post her other stuff, her other social media stuff, so y'all can check that out as well. But wait for us backstage. We're gonna close it out. We're gonna chat with you for a second. We appreciate it.
All right, then.
Solid.
All right, y'all. Y'all already know what we came to do, and we did that. We brought you a dope guest. She got a dope story, a lot of motivational things in there. And one thing to take away from her story that is perseverance. Right. You know, like I said at the beginning, we always have this cliche thought of, you know, what it takes to be successful and how people are supposed to go. Everybody's supposed to go to college. Everybody's supposed to do this. Everybody's supposed to do a certain way.
The cookie cutter.
Yeah, there's no roadmap to success, people. You got to do it your way, and you got to do what God gave you. He didn't give us all the same gifts. You know what I'm saying? Benji's 5'9", I'm 6'5".
You know what I'm saying? It's okay that I'm 5'9", though. The jump is still wet, though.
So we got two different heights, but you know what? We on this show together. He brought us together. We're actually cousins. So you know what I'm saying? Like,
but the jumper's still wet, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can
not paying attention to him talking about.
I don't care if you're 6'5". The jumper's still the jump.
Needless to say, her story was perseverance, and regardless of what you're up against, you know what I'm saying, you can succeed. You just gotta want it more than other people. Put in that work. and that's what
Go
she
get it,
did
man.
in that work. And she's only a infant in her skills, in her abilities, but she's got a superpower, as we talked
Right.
about before. So when you develop that superpower, as you go along, it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. So you know what I'm saying? We're looking for big things from Pina Colada, because if it's anything like the drink and the flavor, it's all good.
And I don't know nobody that's ever said they didn't like a
Everybody
pina
likes Pina
colada.
Colada.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can say.
All right. So Benji, talk to the people. Let them know something before we get up out of here.
Link is in the bio. If you're interested, website's dropping soon. You'll be able to get all my products in one area. Follow us on IG, Benji Banks. You can't miss me. Follow us on Facebook. You can't miss me on there, Benji Banks. We're going to sell you some of everything, and we're going to put you in the business. We're going to put you on the podcast. We're going to get you straight, and we're going to make it live for you. So come check me out. That's it.
Thanks. Y'all already know. Y'all can catch me on Big Ken's Comedy on IG, Big Ken's Comedy on Twitter, Big Ken's Comedy on Facebook. Y'all can catch the Fiyah Session on all social media platforms and YouTube. Y'all go to the YouTube channel, subscribe to that thing, like it, check it up, you know what I'm saying, and keep up with the show on the websites, because people always ask who y'all got coming next and what y'all got going on. Just go to the websites and keep up with us. If you want to see any of the old videos that we've done, and we've done a lot of shows, we're on season 4. We're about almost 100 episodes into this thing, so we got a lot of episodes out there. Go check it out. You know,
we got to do something solid for the 100th show.
Y'all can see our growth, because let me tell you something. We started doing a Fiyah Session in April of 2020. So, you know what I'm saying? We're coming up on 2 years, so we can see the progression and the growth. So y'all go check us out, but we ain't gonna hold y'all up. We know y'all got stuff to do. Y'all got to go eat some
Taco Tuesday, man.
Read us. Y'all got to have fun. Y'all have a great week. Y'all stay safe. Y'all already know it's the Fiyah Session. Peace.
Follow us on all social media platforms. Just search Fiyah Session Podcast.